Now, we've known for a little while now that Disney is planning on doing a major overhaul to Epcot and specifically Future World. Today I want to go over all the rumors and my predictions for what we might hear about at D23 when it comes to the upgrade of Future World and Epcot. Now keep in mind, everything that I'm talking about here is rumor or prediction or speculation, but it's not, confirmed by Disney just yet. So what you hear here is my thoughts, some rumors, but not confirmed yet. The reason why I'm making this video now is to see how close we are to those announcements that we hear. Hopefully we hear those announcements at D23 and learn more, but I wanted to make it and then see how close the rumors are to the real thing. Found by a few very dedicated Disney enthusiasts, we now know that Disney has filed permits to move a canal that's currently located behind Ellen's Energy Adventure to kind of move it aside and make room for something. Now, the moving of this little canal likely means that Epcot is going to see some larger expansion. This could mean one of two things. One, they could be just building just a little bit more space to add for like a big ride that they put there, so it's not a major expansion, just like a larger ride that won't fit in the spot that Ellen's Energy Adventure is currently taking. Now let's say they do choose option one. Maybe they'll build like a roller coaster in that area, or maybe they'll just redesign the inside of the Ellen's Energy Adventure building to be something else. We really don't know. Maybe it could be Guardians of the Galaxy themed or Big Hero 6 themed inside that building, so that's one option. I can really understand if Disney goes with option one. I really can, because you're saving money by not tearing down the whole building and building a whole new area, but at the same time, I really want to see option two come true. The second idea, which I really like, is the idea that Disney's planning on removing Ellen's Energy Adventure and building a whole new like mini area back there, kind of like what they did with Pandora, where they replaced Camp Mini Mickey with where Pandora is right now. There's been a lot of speculation as to what it could be. Maybe it's a Guardians of the Galaxy ride, or maybe a Guardians of the Galaxy land, or Big Hero 6 land. It is impossible to know for sure until Disney announces it. That being said, it still gets me excited to think about a whole new land at Epcot. Ugh, sounds amazing. But what does that mean for Ellen and Bill Nye the Science Guy? If you're a fan of the ride, I would ride it very, very soon, because the likelihood of this happening, in my humble opinion, is probably above 90%. Like, this is very likely to happen. Next up is the rumor about the Leave a Legacy statues at the entrance of Epcot. Some rumors have indicated that Disney is planning on completely removing those Leave a Legacy statues in front of the entrance of Epcot. I personally cannot believe that. To me, that just doesn't sound like Disney. Disney knows that family members come to Disney to see pictures of themselves or other family members that are there on those statues. I cannot for one second think that Disney's going to completely remove them, but maybe they'll move them to a different location. Maybe Disney will move them to a more discreet location, like walking into Epcot, kind of like what they do at the Magic Kingdom with the stones on the ground, something like that, or maybe a Round World Showcase, something a little bit more discreet. I totally understand that, but I cannot for the life of me imagine Disney completely removing them. I don't think that's going to happen. Next up, a question that a lot of us want to know the answer to. What is Disney going to do with our beloved Figment? Now, I've got good news, but keep in mind this is only a rumor. It might not come true, but the news is that Disney is likely, very likely, to keep Figment at Epcot. Yay! I need a sigh of relief, I really do. That's great news. It seems that when Disney was doing that survey about Figment, and I have a video right there about that survey, they found from guests that they really do like Figment and they should keep him around. Thank you to all of those in this community who took the survey and said you loved Figment. Thank you. I never got the survey, so I'm glad to hear that others made it known that we love Figment. Now that we can breathe a sigh of relief about Figment, I can tell you about the Imagination Pavilion and how they're planning on completely retheming it to Inside Out. Now you might be saying, Michael, what are you talking about? You just said Disney's keeping Figment and they are getting rid of Figment at the Imagination Pavilion? From what I have heard, not confirmed by Disney at all, Disney's planning on making Figment a bigger part of Future World. So maybe not his own ride, maybe a small show, but a bigger part in total of Future World. There's also a rumor going around that he'll have a special 3D show inside the Imagination Pavilion. So there's a lot of rumors going around, but apparently, Figment is sticking around. So glad! Now I've also heard about some minor refurbishments that are planned for the Land Pavilion and the Living Seas Pavilion. From what I've heard, these will just be cosmetic changes, except for one attraction, the Circle of Life show that's inside the Land Pavilion. Apparently, that's scheduled to be removed. I don't think many people are even going to recognize it, because I don't think it was a highly attended show at all, but at the same time, that means we're going to be gaining something new. Now that I think about it, maybe that's where Disney's planning on putting the Figment 3D show that's going to be around. Maybe an Imagination Pavilion, but maybe also in the land. Hard to know for sure. The icon of Epcot, Spaceship Earth, is also scheduled to get some minor refurbishments to just bring it more to life and to immerse guests even more. From what I've heard, these will be some minor changes to the animatronics and the entrance of the ride and maybe the beginning and the ending of the ride, but the main story will stay the same, so Spaceship Earth should stay the same. And I'm happy about that. I personally love Spaceship Earth. Happy to hear that. I wonder if we'll have a new voice guide with this refurbishment. We had Jeremy Irons and then Judi Dench. I wonder who could do it next. Like a grand and miraculous spaceship, our planet has sailed through the universe of time, and for a brief moment, we have been among its many passengers. Just some ideas in case some Disney executives are listening, you know, just ideas. Now this is a video about the upgrades and revamps coming to Future World, but it would not be right not to mention what I have heard about Illuminations Reflections of Earth. As many of you know, Illuminations Reflections of Earth is my favorite fireworks nighttime display at Walt Disney World. I have a strong emotional connection to it, and I love it a lot. From what I have heard, and these are only rumors, but from what I have heard, Disney is planning on upgrading / replacing Illuminations Reflections of Earth at Epcot. Now this is very difficult for me to hear just because I love it so much. I know it's been around for 18 years. I know it opened in 1999. I know these things, but at the same time, I have such a strong emotional connection to Illuminations. I will be so sad if this rumor comes true and it goes away. That being said, Walt always said we have to keep moving forward, and I know we have to keep moving forward, and eventually Illuminations one day will come to an end. I know it will. I'm going to enjoy it as much as possible while I can. I recommend that you do the same. Enjoy Illuminations as many times as possible between now and whenever. We don't know when it's going to go away, but one day it will go away. Last but definitely not least, we've got Innoventions. Innoventions East and West isn't really used for much right now. We've got Colortopia in there and a small pass holder gift shop, and it's where the Muppet Mobile Lab comes out of to say hi to us, but besides that, that's all it's being used for. From what I have heard and read, the entire Innoventions area is being planned to be completely refurbished. I've heard things about new technology and likely new buildings taking up a slightly larger footprint than what they have now. So there's a lot of things that are definitely coming to Innoventions and the entrance area of Epcot. Now we really don't have many more details than that, but we can expect some of these changes to get started relatively soon and take the next 3 to 5, maybe even 7 years to complete. Now don't forget, these are only rumors and thoughts and hopes and speculations. It is not confirmed by Disney yet. Hopefully we'll learn more July 14th at the D23 Expo and shortly after. Usually there are some announcements after the Expo as well. There's little doubt that Epcot is planned for a refurbishment soon, but what exactly Disney has up their sleeve, some of those details we don't know yet. Hopefully we'll learn more soon. Now how do you feel about the possible rumored changes to be coming to Epcot with Ellen's Energy Adventure going away and the Imagination Pavilion getting a refurbishment and Illuminations likely going away as well? How do you feel about it? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks so much for being a part of the magic with me. Until next time, have a magical day. So here's to the next 30,000 years on Spaceship Earth. While no one knows for sure what we'll see or do, I do know it will be quite an adventure. An adventure that we'll take and make together. See you in the future.